So I started my Quest for Greatness personal journey because I was getting on my own nerves. I kept finding myself in the same situation over and over and over again. The circumstances around it would be different, but ultimately I would get stuck in exactly the same place. So a big thing for me was how I use my time. Just felt like I was living life at breakneck speed all the time. My diary was constantly jam-packed full. My mind would just constantly be wandering to, and what's the next thing that I need to be doing? Where's the next thing that I need to be? And that made it feel like my life was going even faster. I'm not sure I was really turning up to things. Whilst I really tried to, I think it was affecting my ability to really be somewhere. And the biggest points of strain were in my relationship with my partner and with my children. And that hurt, that really hurt. But it also affected the quality of the work that I was doing. I wasn't necessarily making the right choices about the sorts of work that I really want to be doing. So that's why I started, because I just thought, this has to change. I can't spend the rest of my life just ending up back in this position. I've been working in professional and personal development for over a decade, and so I know loads of stuff about how to coach people, how to coach myself, how to develop, how to change my thinking, all of that. But despite all that I know about this stuff, I still wasn't being able to bust through it myself. And so that's when I met through email, through Skype, Katharina. And what really struck me as different about what she was offering, and the things that really resonated for me at the beginning, were two words. The first word was remembering. This wasn't going to be about her telling me what to do. It wasn't going to be about me reading loads of books. It was about me really looking deep inside and remembering my own truth, really connecting with myself, knowing that all of the wisdom, all of the answers, everything that I needed to change what was going on for me, I already had that within me. It was already there. I just needed to remember it. And the second word was embodiment. Like I said, I knew what I needed to do, by and large, but I just wasn't doing it. And so the thought of really being held to living things differently, to having it in every fibre of my being, was really important to me. That's what I wanted. That's what I was ready for. That's what I needed. So I got started, and it has been and continues to be one of the most confronting, provocative experiences of my life. There is nowhere to hide on this. It's what I wanted, but that doesn't mean that it's been easy. Even some of the language. I remember Katharina saying to me, "You're the most important person that you'll ever meet. You're the most important person you'll ever meet." And that kind of freaked me out. She talks also about the concept of self-love, really loving and looking after yourself before you look after anybody else. And I've chosen a career that's all about helping and facilitating other people. I'm a mother of 2 children, and I spend a lot of my time nurturing and loving and facilitating them to greatness. So it was really difficult to think about, how do I put myself first? How do I make sure that I look after myself so that I can be the best for everybody else, but actually be the best for me first? And Katharina's style. Right from the first moment that I started working with her, she's telling me that she loves me and that she knows how brilliant I am, and that she's had a download about how I'm going to be doing all these amazing things with her. Wow, I found that really, really full on, and I couldn't absorb that to begin with. And then the more I started working with her, the more I realised that she was exactly the person that I needed to help me push through this. That if she wasn't as expressive in what she knew about me, what she knew about the world, it wouldn't have been provocative enough for me really to get to that place where I could remember that truth within me, and where I could really embody this stuff for myself. You know, it needed to be this confronting and this provocative an experience embodied within her, for it to really make a difference to me. But, you know, in the early days, for sure, it went through my mind where I would just think, is this for real? Is she for real? And now I know it's exactly what I need. This has also been one of the, and continues to be one of the most empowering experiences of my life. To really understand that the pain that I experience, the difficulties that I experience, the suffering that I experience is self-created, and that it totally resides within me to change that, to make different choices. That ultimately it comes down to the thinking that I have. You know, the thoughts that I'm passing through my mind, whether that's I don't have enough time, or I don't want to do this, or this isn't the right choice for me. These are all thoughts that I'm creating. And so to really connect with how I can change my thinking so that I create a different experience for myself. Ultimately, the clarity for me is around asking myself whether the choice that I'm making is driven by love or whether it's driven by fear. Because if I can choose the former, if I can make my decisions based in love rather than in fear, then I free myself from the suffering.